Good morning, everyone. Uh, Thank you for giving this opportunity for speak in this hackathon event. Uh, Today's my topic is cybersecurity in banking. However, I want to talk on little on account aggregator, this most robust system designed as a digital public good. So, India witnessed drastic innovation in digital public goods in the decade. So it created a population scale infrastructure by the bodies like government and other entities. If you look at the innovation of public good, Aadhaar authentication, eKYC, UPI, GST, etc. are the examples of it. UPI created a record transaction of 7.3 billion in the month of October 2022. GST also designed at a scale and designed for the billion people. Account aggregator also in the same spirit, it is designed for the billion people. This kind of no innovation in the world as far as my knowledge. This architecture is open and can be applied to any domain. Today, this set a starting journey with the financial sector for account aggregation. Account aggregator made with the concept of how people can regulate their own data. Earlier, we have only witnessed the cross-selling, upselling with the data, but account aggregator concept is to individuals to advance their life using their own data. Example, get better education, learn, and for their better life, etc. Digital footprint in India is richest in economically grown countries. Developed countries are more using data for selling their products. We are going to use this data for empowering the individuals with their own data. So, what is account aggregator? See, in account aggregator is a type of RBI-related entity that helps individuals to securely digitally share their information from one financial institution, and they don't have an account with any other regulated financial institution in the AA network. One end sources of the data, that is providers, and other end financial information, that is users. Primary attraction of this architecture is electronic consent. We will decide who is asking the data and who is giving permission to access the data. The traveling from source in encrypted manner with electronic consent, that is programmable consent for 7 days or 15 days. How many number of days you want to give the access to the aggregator? This many days it will be getting. This can be used for billing people in real time and sharing the data. Bank act as user as well as the provider in the account aggregation. All communications are using API. Account aggregator cannot read your data or resell your data. That is the beauty of this. They cannot able to read or resell your data. Once this model gets popularized, lenders can take the loan decision online. So India, AI and ML with the deep learning is increasing drastically. It may come a day with AI, ML, well-trained models may able to take great decision, and this will help to resolve the knowledge asymmetry in the credit decision. This will give much better underwriting and risk management. This will may not be based on the asset also. This lending is based on mainly flow. Definitely, this will give an insight to the formal economy. So, cybersecurity controls in AI platform. So, see, like any other banking system, the AI system also highly protected environment. It is having all these controls like data leakage prevention, access control, proper authentication, ensure data privacy, etc. AI framework data is shared in secure and controlled manner across the regulator entities, ensuring the proper risk management. The time period for which recipient institution which access data will be shown for the customer, the time of consent for the data sharing. The multiple security solutions are deployed across this AI infrastructure. So the protect the consumer data sensitive information, which includes implementation of advanced security solution and data protection as well as stringent process to enforce the data security motion as well as in the rest. So if we look at the cybersecurity statistics, because now I was giving the overview of the account aggregator. So it is a robust architecture. So it is a kind of digital good. So digital public good. So many innovations are happening about this. See, this is a platform created by the government regulators. So based on this, a lot of innovations are happening. So like UPI, you know that a lot of transactions are taking place in the UPI. So I highlighted in my earlier slide 7.3 billion transactions per month. October month itself it had happened. So this also designed the similar scale for the billion people is also designed. So such a robust architecture definitely it will change the face of India with a new innovative concept, account aggregator. So definitely this will contribute more for the financial inclusion, definitely because it is an incentive to the informal economy, definitely it will be. So that part I was touching upon because this hackathon is based on the account aggregator. But I'm coming back to my topic. It is related to the cyber security in the banking sector. So if you look at the cyber attacks in the statistics, so as per the setting, Indian Computer Emergency Response Team annual report, the total 14.02 lakh cybersecurity incidents were handled in 2021 alone. Further, in 2022, 6.74 lakh cybersecurity incidents have been reported. These incidents include phishing, unauthorized network scanning, ransomware attacks, data breaches, malware propagation, and website defacement. It contains all this, whatever reported by the setting by the various entities. Global cost of cybercrime losses reached to 6 trillion in 2021. So you look at the value, it is more than GDP of certain countries. 10 trillion, it may be 10 trillion by 2025 as per the statistics. As per IBM cost of data breach report, so the stolen or compromised credentials were responsible for 19% of the breaches. Phishing data was responsible for breaches of 16% of the time. Cloud misconfiguration causes 15% of the breaches. So if this is the statistics I have given from the various sources. So, but if you look at that the trend in the cyber security, so the cyber attacks are happening by the sponsorship of various countries, state-sponsored attack. See, look at North Korea. I'll give you some statistics on North Korea. See, North Korea has conducted more than 10 missile tests in the last 1 year. So how North Korea managed this? The period of last 11 months, they conducted missile tests from 20 locations, 11 missile tests. That is a new record set by them. How North Korea managed to conduct this test? North Korea is one of the poorest countries in the world. 60% population lives in the poverty and more than 40% of the people were undernourished. Country GDP is at $30 billion. It is mere 2.2% of its neighbor South Korea. GDP per capita 197 position in the world. Average earning per person is $1,800 annually. Just I was giving that overview of the North Korea, and here the question: how does this country struggle to get their need to manage missile programs? From where the money? According to investigators, this all from the stolen crypto. See, here the question comes: where the money? The answer comes: they are getting the money from the stolen cryptocurrency. During year 2020, they have done $15 million. They have stolen the money of 15 million from the various countries. So then again, 2021 it was up to 400 million, and In the March 2022, it became 620 million as per the statistics. So the question, how North Korea pulled off this? North Korea has dedicated universities for hacking. That they are training the people. Close of hundreds of high-performing hackers are graduating from here. What are they taught? They are dissecting the Windows operating system, creating computer viruses, coding, recruiting them into military for creating sophisticated weapons and software tools. In 2017, they created WannaCry ransomware. It compromised 300,000 computers in 150 countries by targeting the vulnerabilities of Microsoft operating system. This all done by the North Korean hacking army. This army have their own base called Bureau 121. According to UN, North Korea is using this stolen crypto for the missile program. So just imagine the size of attack they are doing, the volume, because they can able to run the missile program with this. The country is sponsoring for this activity or illicit activity there. Of course, they have other sources of income for various activities, but this is the major source of income for their missile programs. So here I'll give one more information related to overview of the information security and cyber security. So information is an asset. You know that it is an asset for an organization. It may be in various forms, maybe in the paper forms, maybe in the digital form, it may be in the form of knowledge, whatever it is, in information is an asset of them. So it has to be protected. It is about to protect the information, that is information security. So it should have appropriate controls, security controls, and enforce of the security controlling various effective policies also required. It involves preventing unauthorized access, use, disclosure, reception, modification, inspection, recording, or restriction of information. Protected information may take any form, example, electronic or physical or paperwork or intangible or knowledge. Information can be anything like physical records or customer details, social media profiles, so whatever it is in the form of information. There are basic three pillars in information security: the confidentiality, the primary item, the confidentiality, it prevents the disclosure of the information to unauthorized individual. So the next pillar is integrity, information security. Integrity means that data cannot be modified without authorization. So data has to be integrated. Availability means information must be available when available. See, if you look at your banking system, if it is not available when the customer is requesting for a fund transfer, it's a difficult position. So integrity, the values, the stored balances, it should be accurate. It should be integrity. Integrity should be maintained for this one. And the personal information, it should be confidential. It cannot be shared without your consent. So these all are the basic pillars of information security. Apart from these three pillars, CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information security, the following principles also plays a very important role: authenticity and non-repudiation and accountability. So authenticity is necessary to ensure that data, transactions, communications are authentic in nature, and non-repudiation, whatever the contracts, it is digital or whatever it is signing, it should be in non-repudiation name. So accountability is organization security policy can be properly enforced. Accountability is only if the accountability is maintained. So that is, security can be maintained only if subjects are held accountable for their actions. So what is cyber security? The cyber security is a subset of information security. I can say that cyber security is a practice of defending electronic systems, including computers, servers, mobile devices, network, etc., malicious attack. It is a defending practice of protecting the systems. In simple terms, cybersecurity is a subdomain of overall information security domain. With unprecedented growth of the cybersecurity in the decade, cybersecurity is much emphasis to protect the digital assets. So there are various areas of cybersecurity, that is network security, application security, data security, cloud security, and infrastructure security. There are various domains in the cybersecurity as well. So network security is a practice of protecting your computer network from intrudes. So that is very much required now the current scenario, because everything is interconnected over network, internet. So it is open across the world, the internet. So the application security focus on keeping software application. Application security is a focus on the software application. So the application which is you are using, like your internet banking, should be protected from the cyber attackers. So they can, instead of getting into the system, so they can without authentication they can do the transaction. This kind of attacks should be protected from the in the application security angle. So again, the data security, that that it has to be protect the data. So the data protection is the most important. The privacy of the data has to be maintained, and it has to be stored in encrypted format, and it has to be while the transition also, it has to be ensured nobody is stealing the data over the network. It's all very important. There are various technology tools are available for this. The cloud security protect the infrastructure or application hosted in the cloud. That is a new trend, that everything is hosting in the cloud nowadays. Even the government also now come up with certain policy to the government entity. They have put in the tie up with some other cloud service provider also. It recently came in the news about that. Infrastructure security protect the IT asset of any organization, including the servers, desktop, laptop, etc. That is related to infrastructure. We have to protect the entire IT infrastructure of the organization. So most common cyber attacks in the banking are here that denial of services. Only for the banking, many institutions are facing the denial of services. So how it works is that the people are pumping the huge traffic towards our network. Example, we have a net banking system. So the people are some bot sitting in the different systems. It is triggering together. The traffic is pumping towards a network, our network, and it is choking up and it's not able to get the service to the customers. So the network is getting choked up and not able to give the services. Other one is phishing. So attackers use phishing campaigns to steal sensitive data. What it does is the customer or the employees of the organization. So most of the attacks are happening due to phishing. We have to be very careful about this. We have to sensitize our employees or the people about phishing, because normally they'll give some mail links by giving some offers. Okay, Amazon, this offer is there, hardly pay 50 rupees, you will be getting 5,000 rupees offer, or some other. It was during that our COVID period, I remember huge number of COVID related information advisories was coming that click on this link for vaccination. So it was a very tough time to manage the cybersecurity during that time, because people were panicked. The attackers were utilizing that panic situation by sending the phishing themes based on COVID. So definitely in that situation, people will get prayed for that, because there was some constraint to get the vaccination in time, and all they are telling that, okay, register here to get the vaccination. They are collecting all the personal identifiable information in that. So next is the ransomware. The other kind of attack is the most dangerous attack. Even recently also it has come one of the major institution, the ransomware attack. It stopped the organization out of functioning for 2 days. So this also, I already mentioned about that. This kind of attacks are by in 2017 that North Korean hackers started the first ransomware attack that I already mentioned in my earlier slide. Then other malware, so it is in several forms, including spywares, trojans, viruses. So these all are normal scenario we are seeing in the attacks. So in addition to this malware or ransomware and all, we are facing the other kind of web application firewall attacks, then web application attacks. So what it does is that see, whenever web applications are they will try to inject some code into your system using by means of cross-site scripting or the SQL injections. They are trying to exploit the vulnerabilities in the application systems, web application system. This may lead to the compromise of the system. They may able to inject something into the organization and compromise the entire system. So there are various techniques to prevent this kind of systems. Definitely, there are a lot of innovations are happening in hacker side as well as in the defense side also. The brute force attack. The hackers are using the trial and error encryption keys, using logins, this kind of things. They are brute forcing continuously. They are attempting and they are trying to break that. This kind of another attack. So, is most of the time it may be means of some chaos, or it may be some multiple tries, or some password spray, or different kind of techniques they'll be using for brute force attacking. So this another most dangerous item is an insider attack. See, some of your employees or your vendor employees, or they may be rock. So they may be, and they can do the activities with malicious inversion like data theft, deletion of the application code. This can happen. So we have to be very careful while choosing the employees. We have to have the proper background checks. Okay, from where they are, what is their background before employing any kind of job. So this most important is insider attack is in the cyber security. So this all are general attacks I told, I covered about distributed denial, phishing, ransomware, malware, and web application attack, brute force attack, insider attack, etc. But after seeing all these, that RBI has come up with, there is a digital security and cyber security framework. In 2016, RBI has given some directions regarding cybersecurity framework in banks. The banks will have to put in place cybersecurity policy. So that is the first and foremost thing, cybersecurity policy to combat the cybersecurity attacks, cyber threats. To combat cyber threat by approved by board policy RBI mandated. So, and also they clearly mentioned that cybersecurity policy should be distinct from the IT policy or information security policy. It should be specifically defined cybersecurity policy. It highlights the risk from cyber threat and major measures to address and mitigate this risk. So bank is depending heavily on the technology. So they provide cutting-edge digital products. Okay, the various personal information are collecting and storing. So we have to protect this. This is most important. Nowadays, personal data is very much important. This GDPR or personal data protection bill that is governments are coming up with this because it's very, very, very sensitive information. Because with this data, the attackers can, do anything because they can contact your bank or, they can take the control of your account with this information. So we have to be very careful while sharing your personal information in the public social media platforms. So banks, owners of the data should take appropriate steps to preventing this confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the same. So in that, we have put a lot of controls that we have implemented various security solutions in the banks. It is mandated as per RBI as well. So DLP controls, the data leakage controls we have put, and we have put a lot of web application firewalls to prevent the web attacks. So the data movements are protected with the various controls within the organization. So in addition to this cybersecurity framework, RP come up with another one is digital payment security control. In February 18, 2021, RBI came up with a digital master direction digital payment security control for all the banks. The purpose of this direction is to set up the robust governance structure such as system, implement a common minimum standard of security for channel like internet, mobile banking, card payment, and others. So also it mandated the dedicated board approved policy for the digital payment products. It is mandated. Any new product should be aligned with the overall business strategy and inherent risk of the product. Risk management, mitigation measures, compliance with the regulatory instruction, customer experience, etc. should be properly addressed. The payment security requirement, the functionality, security, and performance angle should be addressed. So define the product level limits, a level of acceptance of security risk, document security objective, and performance criteria that also should be covered. The trained resource is a mandate. Necessary expertise is required to manage the payment. All the bank has to ensure these controls. They conduct risk assessment with regard to the safety and security of digital payment products, taking into account the following. So here covers the technology stack, risk vulnerabilities, third-party security, customer experience, reconciliation and process, data storage and protection, operation risk, business continuity, compatibility aspect. These all are covering in the part of the DPSC. There are various controls. In addition to that, also ensure the proper level of encryption, the security of the digital payment ecosystem, the internet, especially the traffic over the internet has to be encrypted. Okay, these all are well in place. The banks are ensuring that it is over HTTPS and TLS security is in place. The web application should not be store sensitive information like HTML fields, cookies. So this easily can be stored, and if that field, the data we are storing anything in the HTML format, in the temporary storing in the HTML, it can be stored. Sensitive information should not be stored over there. So, and also should not be stored in any cookies or anywhere. So it may lead to the data loss. So it is mandated that implementation of the path that already covered, the DDoS mitigation should be there. It is already covered in the earlier cybersecurity framework, which was mandated. Then the payment system for efficient logging and monitoring capability. This is most important item. See, tomorrow something happened to your environment. Example, somebody's account got compromised. So we should know how it does. We should have a proper logging mechanism to have a proper forensic and coming to a conclusion how this has got compromised. So recently SETIN also came up with a guideline in this regard. SET India has come up with a clear definition, clear circular on this regard. So how to keep the logging levels in the systems and all. The last point on this is that conduct a security assessment on periodic basis, including the code review, system audit, automated VA scan, etc. We should conduct the VA scan, vulnerability assessment scan in the systems, and also code review. Each code, the coding definitely, I think here the today's in the hackathon, many of the programming people will be there. You know that the codes, if you are not coding the properly, it can lead to the compromise of the system. Example like SQL injection or cross-8, whatever of it can happen if you are not coding the system properly with the proper security practice. So in addition to all these controls, we have even the banks have that cyber security operations centers. So RBI framework also mandated we should have a cyber C-SOC operations center, but but all the banks, as per my understanding, all the banks is cyber security. We also have a very robust cyber security center over here. and ensure that continuous monitoring. We are monitoring in 24/7 with in the various shift and also with appropriate technologically advanced security tools. So keep itself regulatory updated systems, the latest nature of emerging threats, and manage it by technically competent security officials by 24/7. And also, in addition to this, we are implementing the various international standard and frameworks in the operations, like NIST, we have adopted, and also we have adopted MITRE framework in the operation. So the beauty of the MITRE is that it is common knowledge shared across the industry. So it is a non-profit organization, MITRE. So it is collated, all the information is getting whatever happening, real incidents happening, based on that, it is sharing all the POCs, all technique and tactics, how it has compromised. So based on the common knowledge, we are updating our setup to prevent from the any kind of attacks. The proactive approach help detection of the threat which are previously unknown and signature are not available. That is called normally 0 days. So our threat handling team, definitely they are able to contribute towards this one, and they are able to they'll help to identify any anomalous behavior is happening. So based on that, we'll take the preventive controls to avoid any kind of damages. So this is a common tools using the SOC, the security information and event monitoring system, then web application firewall systems, network behavior anomaly systems. So this will help to identify any anomaly behavior in the network, any unwanted traffics are coming or not. Then forensic, something goes wrong, definitely we should have a forensic tool, how it has happened, the forensic, then endpoint detection and response. So this is the important tool to identify the attack from the initial stage itself, from the endpoints itself. So then is a deception technology. So it will help to understand any kind of insider that's hidden. Already the persistent threats are there in the organization. So this will help to identify that. Then data leakage prevention system will help to understand any data leakage, or anything is happening. If anything happens, it will try to prevent with its own rules and policies. So what we have defined accordingly. So there is a data classification tool. So definitely it's the most important system, because we should classify our data and keep based on its confidentiality, or it is a public document or private document. We have to categorize accordingly. So cybersecurity strategy and user awareness. So strategies deal with the cybersecurity. To incorporate risk into existing risk management, that is the most important thing. We have to incorporate cyber risk into the existing risk management and corporate governance procedures. So elevate cyber discussion to the top management, incorporate cyber security in organization strategy and mission goals. Implement industry standards and security best practices, and develop cyber resilience, the most important, other most important. See, anything goes wrong, we should have a resilience mechanism to come back quickly. Develop and test incident response plan. So we should conduct the mock drills of the incident response. So we should have the cyber crisis management plan, and we should invoke in between, and we have to trial it, test it, and ensure that the people are able to participate well in that to prepare for any uneventful event. If something goes wrong, they should be able to respond properly, and this is a training kind of thing. And again, that situational awareness of the cyber threat, we have to inform the people if any kind of new cyber threats are coming, attacks are coming. We should disseminate the knowledge to everybody to avoid that danger in early. So the participate in cyber drill, that is another important thing. So we have to participate in the cyber drill is conducted by the banks and IDRBT. So is conducting the cyber drill. So we have to participate to understand the level of us, where are we and how we can prevent, and the gaps we can identify from our own setup we are unable to identify, or how we can defend it. So this will help us to understand the level of our capability to defend a real cyber attack. So it is the employees are the most weakly link in the cyber in the organization, because see, we have to have the proper education. The users, and the employees, we should educate them how to behave in a cyber hygiene way. So how to uh, behave to phishing mails, or how to prevent sharing the credentials. This kind of knowledge we should impart to the customers, employees, etc. The key, the computer system software are up to date. So it should be up to date, because see, uh, most of the attacks are happening by exploiting the vulnerabilities. If the vulnerabilities are not patched in time, so this will be open and any hacker can get into our systems with the vulnerabilities. Most important thing is that we have to conduct vulnerability assessment in the systems, and based on the recommendations, we have to patch up the system in time. So regularly back up the data. So that is most important. If something goes wrong, we can restore the data from the backup. Information to avoid the downtime and loss of data can be achieved if we have the backup. So control access to the IT systems and ensure that no unauthorized users can be accessed. So we have to restrict the access to the critical systems and IT systems to the authorized people, by means of firewall rules, or by means of implementing the privileged identity systems, or with a proper port access controls mechanism. So we have to ensure multiple level of security: physical first layer, then after that network layer, application layer, data security layer. Everywhere we have to ensure the security control. So we have to have a defense in depth security mechanism should be there in each and every layer. So maintain password security by setting secure password and save it. So do's and don'ts for end users. So create a strong password, at least 8. It can be more than that, definitely more the length and more complex, the breaking will become difficult. So it includes numeric, special character, uh, or 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 number, and change password periodically. Perform regular backup of the data and test business continuity. And download install software from tested sources only. You should not download from any unauthorized sources. If you look at various sites, you are providing the APKs, but definitely it will be containing it. And you only download from the authorized stores. You look at Android store, Android application, take from the store alone. If you look at go to the website, some website, and we are downloading and installing it, I have seen many such cases in my experience. Like here, if people are downloading the PUBG games, it is stopped in India in between some time. After that, it is available in some other website. They are downloading from that website, but they are not realizing their system got compromised with that. It is acting as a command and controls, communicating the various system, command and control systems of the various countries, and it is stealing your personal data as well as many important communication support. Not communication, in data inside your system. So never click on untrusted source link. Never click on that, because somebody is sending something that, okay, click on link, this link, and fill in so and so information. A single click within your domain system, the organization system, may lead to conflict. There are various cyber attacks, major attacks like of SIT, attacks, the SWIFT systems, that SWIFT network. So the international money transfer is happening through the SWIFT systems. I know the banks in India as well as in abroad happen by means of this untrusted mails only. Then it reads through the phishing mails, and after that, by click of a link or opening a document attached along with that from that mails, it infected with a malware that system. Then that malware is laterally moved to the various systems and finally reached to the intended system, that is on a SWIFT system, and after that it had made a transactions, billions of rupees transaction made from the SWIFT systems in India as well as other countries. It happened. Use antivirus, ensure that your endpoints are antivirus implemented or any other advanced security system should be there in the endpoint protection, and patching your systems, that is mandatory thing with official patches only. So never write down your passwords, never share it with anyone, that you have to be ensured. Never reply to email asking financial or personal information. Avoid opening the emails attached from unknown senders. These all are you keep in mind. So do not share sensitive information with unauthorized users or on social media. So this all from my side. Please see, I have talk on various security controls what we are putting in our bank systems, and it is RBI cybersecurity directions on that RBI and digital payment security, and various tools to combat the cyber attacks. So I have covered this kind of some overview about it. So today's our topic is cyber security. That is why I was sticking into cyber security. But you all are, I know that, participating in the hackathon. So this all the best to everyone to participate in the hackathon in a true spirit. Really, when I go through this account aggregator, it is a really kind of innovation, account aggregation. So it is a platform. It's not a product actually. The platform. We can say it is a digital public good. So we can do the lot of innovation in this one. So we can make change to our country or in our lending system, or we can do a lot of wonders with this architecture of this design of this account aggregator. So I thank you for listening to me this much time, and I'm wishing you all very good success and participation in this program. And thank you very much.